If you want premium photography clients that spend more than $10,000 with you, you need a marketing ecosystem. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down my top 3 clients, aka the clients that have spent the most money with me. I'm going to talk about how much they spent with me and how I booked them through my marketing ecosystem. This first client is a mid to large size company. They're an athletic wear brand, and this client booked my single highest paying gig of all time. And what I mean by that is this is the most I've been paid for like a single 1-day gig. They booked me for a video package. They were having an event. They wanted event coverage. They also wanted me to film video clips of some people that they were bringing in for the event, like the event attendees, and they wanted me to make reels and short form clips for their socials. This gig came in as a direct referral, and I feel like to explain how this even worked, I need to give a little bit of backstory. This gig came in as a direct referral from another photographer that they had already hired. I had just publicized that I was offering video as a service. I'd already been offering it kind of behind the scenes, but this was like my big public launch. I posted it on my Instagram. I made a few blog posts about it. I sent out an email about it. So all of the channels where I'm already showing up, that's where I shared it. What happened was this photographer, she just DM'd me on Instagram. She said, "Hey, I love that you're offering video now. Just wondering, do you also do event video?" I said, "Well, yeah, I can totally do event video. Tell me more." So we get to talking. She tells me the company. She connects me with the contact person. And she also told me, "Hey, just to be transparent, because this gig is so soon, I've also reached out to 2 or like 3 other videographers." So when she told me that, I was like, okay, thanks so much for sharing. Let me take care of this as quickly as possible. I know I have been guilty of this, and I'm sure there are emails that I need to respond to like right now, but if you want to close premium gigs, you have to be fast. You need to respond quickly. I'm not saying to be on your phone all the time and be answering emails, but have a system in place so that when somebody comes in, you have an autoresponder that says, "Hey, here's when you can expect to hear from me." And if you know there's a big gig on the line, like open up your phone, get on the phone, okay? Just answer them as quickly as you can. So I ended up getting on the phone call with the contact person at the company. She gave me the whole run of show, the schedule for the event. And I said, "Okay, tell me more about your deliverables." I asked for their budget, especially when you're working with these like corporate, small to mid to large size companies. They have a budget. There is some higher up person telling them what the budget is. I always say when I ask for the budget or budget range, I'm not asking for your budget so that I can quote at the top of your budget. I'm asking so I can give you several options within your budget range. It tends to ease people when they're like, "Oh my gosh, this photographer is just trying to get like the most money out of me." There's a reason that I'm asking, because based on the deliverables that you want and based on your budget, I can then tell you, is this realistic? And if not, what realistically can I deliver with the budget you've given me? So I got off the call. I put together a proposal as fast as I could. I sent it over to the contact person. She ended up booking the middle package. I gave 3 options, one at the top of the budget, one a little bit lower, and one like the smallest that I would do for the scope of work. They ended up spending $11,500 for this 1-day gig. After I did the gig, they ended up adding editing. They wanted more deliverables in the videos from me. So that ended up being an extra $2,000 of work for a total of $13,500. Now, the reason that I was able to book this, if we look at the ecosystem, this photographer technically was a competitor of mine. She's a brand photographer in the same area. We serve the same clients, but she didn't offer video. We were just Instagram friends, basically. If I was in the mindset of like, "Oh, no, I can't be friends with other local photographers," there's absolutely no way I would have booked this gig. Secondly, if I hadn't been talking about video, if I hadn't been talking about the services that I offer, she would not have known that I offered video, even though I had started offering video 6 months prior. I just wasn't really talking about it. It's so important to talk about your services in all of the places too. I know I said I posted on Instagram, I sent an email, and I wrote blog posts. It was all the same content, just repurposed. I wrote the blog post, then I sent it as an email, and then I made it into an Instagram post. So it's one piece of content just in multiple places. Also, because I have a blog, when this company came and reached out to me, I was able to send them video examples, like blog posts of previous clients that I had worked with. So the blog serves 2 purposes. It's the content machine that shows, "Hey, look, I can do this. I am an authority on this. I can offer video." And it serves as a portfolio that I can send to potential clients versus just like a link to a YouTube video or a link to a Google Drive folder. You might as well send them to your website so you can get that traffic and views on your own website. Now, moving on to client number 2, this is more of a client that falls under my typical umbrella. She does events and retreats that I would cover for her, but she was a personal brand, and the first thing that she booked me for was a personal brand. Now, coming back to the marketing ecosystem, how did she find me? Let's rewind. I went to a free meetup for the Rising Tide Society. If you're not familiar, I highly recommend. They do meetups all around. There's chapters all around, but I went to one. And honestly, like, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know anybody there. It was my first time going to this particular chapter. And I was like, I don't really know if I'm gonna come back to this. I don't really know if I'm gonna like meet anyone or if this is gonna work for me. I kind of realized I probably wasn't gonna meet clients at that event. So I just kind of brushed it off. Fast forward a few months, my client, who I did not know, she was not at this event, posted to her Instagram story. I was not following her at the time. And she said she was looking for a brand photographer. Well, someone that attended that Rising Tide Society event, someone that I had met, responded to her story and said, hey, you should reach out to Emily. She sends me a DM. She had like a ton of followers, so I was just surprised that she had reached out to me. But she came on referral because I went to this event. I also want to say the only reason that this person referred me was because she had already seen my Instagram content. She'd already looked at my website and saw, oh, okay, like this girl's legit. Why don't you check her out? What happened was this client, she actually sent me a voice memo. And at the time I was like, what is a voice memo? I literally never sent one, never listened to one in my life, but I had to become a lot more flexible in how I worked with clients. At the time, I was trying to hold a boundary of no, all my clients have to go through my contact form. You have to fill this out or else I'm not going to respond to you. I was just very inflexible. And honestly, business is not going to work that way. We're in the people business. So even though I know it's hard to streamline all of these different forms of communication, sometimes people will message you, they'll email you, they'll DM you on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, whatever. Meet the client where they are, at least for that first interaction. Because if you add friction, if you make it difficult for them, they're going to bounce. I can tell you with 100% confidence, had I just responded to her voice memo and sent a message that said, please fill out my contact form. No, she absolutely would not have done that. She would have gone to someone else who did respond to her Instagram voice memo. So I'm so glad I was like, let me go out of my comfort zone. Let me reply with a voice memo. It took me probably 10 minutes to send it because she ended up being one of my top 3 clients, as you can tell by this video. So fast forwarding the story a little bit, I end up sending her my scheduling link to book a longer call. She books the call, but then she does not book brand photography with me right away. It actually takes her 4 months to go through the proposal process and pay me money and schedule her photo shoot. This was another really big lesson for me because I used to be like, oh, if they don't schedule the photo shoot, if they don't pay the retainer fee and accept the proposal, then they hate me and I'm never gonna work with them. Like, so silly because stuff happens. She scheduled that call, I think we talked in December, and she didn't end up booking till April or May. And had I stayed in that thought process of, oh, well, she didn't book right away, so she hates me, I would have missed out on a really amazing client and friendship. After I did her photo shoot, one of the things this client said to me was, I love how organized you are. I got all the information that I needed from your website and I could just tell you had a really solid process. I cannot emphasize this enough. Your premium clients, they don't want to sit and ask you like 100 questions. They want to go to your website and have their questions answered there. They want to stalk your Instagram. They're going to stalk your website. They're going to collect this information. And when they are ready, they will book you. Also, you want to make it easy for people to refer you. In this particular instance where I got referred by someone that I met at an event, it was easy to refer me because my website reflected everything that I did. You know how sometimes you know someone is so good at their work and you want to refer them, but there's a caveat of like, oh, they're so good at what they do, but don't look at their website because it's not very good. You know what I mean? I feel like we all have that friend. Don't be that friend. Make it easy to be a referral. This client, over the span of about 2 to 2.5 years, ends up spending over $17,000 with me. That's just with her and the things that she booked for her events, her own brand photo shoots, retreats. And it also resulted in at least $18,000 of referrals where she sent business to me. What we're also not counting here is the ripple effect then of, okay, she's referred me $18,000 of business. Now all of those clients are also starting to refer me. And the reason that it works is because my website is doing the heavy lifting. I know it might seem like, oh, well, referrals are working really well for you. Why don't you just go all in? You have to have the ecosystem. You can't just go meet someone and then expect them to trust you right away. They're going to stalk your website. They're going to stalk your social profile. So that's what I mean when I say building an ecosystem. You need all of these pieces to build trust. And it's not that you have to post everywhere all the time. We just want to be strategic about it. We can reuse things, we can recycle and repurpose things, but we don't want to go dark on any platform for extended periods of time. Now, for my last client, this client is the one client that has spent the most money with me total. And this client was actually a totally cold lead that found me on Google. You guys know I have a whole series on this. I love Google. The majority of my inquiries come from Google. I am just so shook when I think about this that my highest paying client came from Google. Didn't know anything about me. Just filled out my contact form and we talked on the phone and then went through the sales process. We went through my very dialed in client experience. And at the end of the day, he said, you know, I am talking to a few other photographers, but you have everything that I need. So this gig was a clothing company. It was someone who was founding their own clothing brand. And we did 2 photo shoots. So one lifestyle photo shoot where we went to different locations and had professional models. And then the second second was an e-commerce photo shoot where 2 of the 5 models that we worked with came to my studio and we did on white background, like seamless paper for the product listing. So this client ended up spending a little bit over $18,000 with me, and that's not including the model fees. I just connected him with the modeling agency and I helped with the coordination, but that was not included in this fee. And now it's for the 2 different photo shoots. The only reason he was able to find me on Google is because of the ecosystem. My homepage was dialed in. I had a page dialed in for product photography. I have supporting blog posts that lead to product photography. All of those things play together to boost my Google ranking. People always ask me, oh, well, you must be paying a lot of money for Google ads. I've literally never spent money on Google ads for photography services. So before you come at me and saying, you must be spending a lot of money on Google ads, I'm literally not, never have. All 3 of these clients that I mentioned, they found me organically. And when I say organically, I mean, I did not spend money on ads. What I really want to get at here is your website is the heart, it's the center of your marketing ecosystem. If you have only an Instagram but no website, you're lacking credibility. If you have business cards and give someone that you meet in person your phone number in a business card, but there's no website, no credibility. You have to have the website and it has to be dialed into your specific niche for it to work for you. If you are finding that you are not getting inquiries from your website, we want to take a look at that because your website should be working for you. You should be getting leads from it when you're not actively promoting your website. Premium clients that are going to spend more than $10,000 with you, they are quiet buyers. They want to look at everything on your website before they reach out to you. So if you're like, oh, I don't need to put this on my website, I'll just answer it on a call. No, put it on your website. Make it easy for them to book. We want to reduce the friction and we want to make your website work for you so that you can be booking these premium clients. I also want to share this screenshot. This is from my CRM. This is showing a full year of inquiries. So people that have filled out the contact form on my website. We have 88 inquiries, and of these 88, 52 of them came from Google. This is what I mean when I say your website should be working for you. And if it's not, let's talk. I have a self-study course called SEO for Creatives, and it walks you step by step through how to optimize your website to attract these premium clients. One of the most important things that we go over is what copy to put on your homepage. I think this is left out of a lot of SEO education. If your website sucks, you could have all the SEO juice and keywords and whatever, but if it's not a good experience, your premium clients are not going to stay on it. So we need both. We need the premium client experience and the search engine optimization, the SEO, so that people searching on Google can find you. I know there's a lot of chatter of like, oh, well, how am I going to get found in ChatGPT because people are using that to search now. Right now, these AI tools are using the same-ish benchmarks that search engines use to recommend these people. So if you are working on your search engine optimization, your SEO, you are also helping yourself get found on tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, whatever tool you use. Inside of this course, I will show you how to optimize your website, what you need on your homepage. There's a checklist that walks you step by step through everything you need to do on page, meaning on your own website. I am adding a section on what you need to do off page. So on other people's websites, how can you build trust and domain authority so that you show up higher in Google search rankings? And I'm taking you through my entire blogging process, which is the absolute backbone of how I get shown on Google and how I'm able to build trust with people that refer me because I can send blog posts to very specific past client examples. I can write blog posts that build my authority because I'm answering questions that they are asking. Finally, I'm adding a bonus to this course, which I am freaking so excited about because it helps me so much. It's called my AI blogging copilot. It will walk you step by step through the blogging process and the blogging framework that I teach inside of SEO for Creatives. You're going to be able to write blog posts like so fast. I was able to write 7 blog posts in less than 2 hours with this tool. If you want your website to attract premium clients, grab SEO for Creatives. The link will be here and also in the description. If you have any more questions about building your marketing ecosystem, let me know in the comments and I will see you in the next video.